Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from uptown Charlotte. That's fielded in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Newton on 1st down. Now and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Hey.
From the gun, here's Newton. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And it's now a 7-0 game. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he spins past him and into space. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Wentz to throw on second down. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, 43 yards. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good with a PAT. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 30, 10, 5.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. How about that return? Great blocking, great vision, all the way down to the 2-yard line. The only person who has to be upset, the guy who didn't get it into the end zone. That far and no reward?
Extra point good by Catanzaro. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Okay, partner, got to fit in some Super Bowl chatter here. We're going to have New England and the L.A. Rams, two teams that had to go on the road and win their respective conference titles.
And think about this. The Patriots, who went to 8 straight AFC Championship games, back in the Super Bowl yet again, yet they believe they're the underdogs and feel like the whole world is against them. How did they get to adopt that posture? But it's working for them.
And remember, by the way, the Patriots, their first Super Bowl win was against the Rams back in their St. Louis days.
So a lot has changed for the Rams since then. And the Patriots, consistently the most successful team in the NFL. This is going to be fun.
On second down, here's Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And out across midfield down to the 45. He got 29 yards that time. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
On third and long, it's Wentz. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here as that will take us. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Attention shifting back to Carolina as they come onto the field, and you talked about it earlier. They started 6-2. Everything was looking good. Then 7 losses in a row in 2018. Besides Cam Newton retooling and not maybe running as much, what else needs to happen in Carolina?
I have to start with Cam Newton and his running because they've wanted him to run the ball less in recent years. But what's that expression that Cam used? A lion's got to roar. Running the football is a part of me. And it allows him to feel like he's part of the game. Well, they've got to be more judicious about that. He just has to get healthy because he was throwing the football better than he ever had in his career. But I do think the injury changed everything for Carolina because when he couldn't make the throws necessary, It really hurt them moving the ball downfield and put a lot of pressure on their defense.
On second down, McCaffrey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. The shotgun snap for Newton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
On first down, it's Newton. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. No doubt it was a good season for McCaffrey. Finishes 6th in the league in rushing the football over 1,000 yards. But how about what he did in the pass game?
Imagine if he just focused on one or the other, the kind of numbers he could put up. Instead, combining fantastic season. Over 1,000 on the ground, over 100 catches in the air. This guy can flat out do it all. And if they weren't worried about injury, he'd return punts and kickoffs as well. He's a dynamic player.
And those 107 catches, an NFL record for a running back.
Here we go.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this.
Here we go.
Now Cam, option left. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And down inside the 15 he goes. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. A first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. From the red zone now, Newton. Being chased out left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
They'll try the air now with Newton. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, You'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Newton. To the right side, and he's got more complete. He had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Now Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to fit.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, a reminder to everyone out there, coming up soon, the NFL Club Championship event. Now, there are a handful of those club events that haven't been determined yet, but eventually there will be a representative from each of the 32 NFL teams. It's about $700,000 worth of prize money, and it's all going to take place live on Twitch every day at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, starting January 30th and running through February 2nd. Don't miss it. He's going to go deep for fun. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. A final shot before the break. Newton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Brown. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Throwing now is Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They run with Ajayi. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain.
This is Ajayi, and he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick hitting play.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi, a 16-yard touchdown run. There the Eagles are back within a score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Shoot some. 20.
Out of the gun, Newton. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Timmy Jernigan forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. And now with the time of the play clock almost up, Ron Rivera's going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. From the gun, Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now it's Ajayi. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Come on now. Let's
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down. Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did. Okay. It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Gordon would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine. And you know something? They'd still be giving us advice.
Absolutely. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And this one's incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Come on now.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Hey! Greg!
On 1st and 10, Newton. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Avonte Maddox. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They'll start out on the ground with a jive. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run again with a jive. And he stopped immediately there. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Bird. They give him a gain of 38. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people watching this one right here gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Cat and zero out now as he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Cam's going to run the option right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end.